Today we're going to be repairing the fireplace that goes in our Grand Design Momentum. Um, it comes up with an air code E3, and I diagnosed it to the point where it's a relay sticking, because if you tap on the relay, it kicks on if you restart it. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be changing out 2 relays. This is where the fireplace goes. We'll show reinstalling it after the repair is complete. But right now we're going to get set up and we're going to replace those relays. Alright, right now we have the video focused on the control board inside of this fireplace. And we will start removing it. It's just a couple of clips and wires and screws. The only thing that I saw that matters or is different, and you can actually mess up putting together, is these 2 wires on this maybe relay or switch. So I marked where the black one goes. I marked it on the connector and I marked it on the relay. These are pretty tight, so hopefully they come off without breaking. They have these safety clips on them. You have to push in and then pull up. There we go. So now everything is disconnected from the board. It's held in by 2 screws and 2 clips. So we'll remove those screws. And we will pinch those clips together and they should come right out. Pull up on it while you pinch it. All right, here is the board. These are the 2 relays. One is for the blower and one is for the heater. The one that's sticking is for the blower. So the relay will come on for the heater and it'll heat up, but it doesn't sense any airflow, and then it'll trip and it'll show an E3 on this control panel. So let's get set up over here and let's take these relays out. Let's make sure we got the right relays and then we'll replace them. So right now we are going to get the solder area set up. We're just using an old towel so we don't burn the countertop. I'll set up my soldering iron. And you can buy a cheap soldering iron from Walmart for like $5–10, and that would work just fine. You don't have to have something like this. So let's turn the soldering iron on and let's let it heat up. One thing I don't have right now, I don't have any flux, but I'm pretty sure this is resin core solder, so I should be fine. Just cutting off a piece of solder so it's easier to work with. And let's make sure we got the right relays. So I got these off of eBay for like $5. It's the K3 and K2 relay. And although just one relay is bad, I'm going to replace both of them. So I don't have to worry about it in the future. It looks like we have the right relays. They're 4-pin relays and they all look like, yeah, they look correct. All right, let's see if this is hot enough. Perfect. If you can see, it blew the solder right back onto the relay, exposing the terminal. Exactly what we wanted. And sometimes you have to be careful with this. You don't want to blow it back onto something you want that's going to melt, like another track or something. All right, let's see if we can remove one or both of these relays. Oh, that's out. That is out too. So let's put the new relays. Let's not mix them up. I'm good at that. I've lost one of them. Oh, there we go. So let's put these relays back. Fits like a glove. All right. I'm going to set something under it so they're not just like hanging out in the wind. There we go. We're going to use our solder. We had to change our solder tip. So let's do that. Turn it off, let it cool down, and then we'll change the tip and get back at it. Alright, the soldering iron should be hot enough to get these soldered back. Let's check it. Yeah, perfect. You don't have to put that much solder when you're soldering on circuit board, just a little. Get it hot and it'll melt right into it if we get hot. There we go. You want to put the soldering iron on the terminal, get it hot, and just melt the solder into it. And it'll flow. It'll flow right onto your terminal. I know this isn't a how-to video, but it'll kind of explain it for you. If you don't know how to solder, like I said, just go to Walmart and buy a cheap soldering iron and go to town. Buy some wires. and start soldering things together. So I did when I was a kid. All right, I think we got it. There we go. Got the new relays. They're not going to come off. Now let's hook everything back up and see if it works. Now that we have everything connected, let's plug it in and make sure it doesn't blow up. All right, let's kind of let it power on, and we'll turn the heat on. Fan works. If you heard the relay, that was for the heater, and it works. I can feel it on my hand. Changing colors. It's my favorite. So it seems to work. Let's put it back together and reinstall it. We'll unplug it while we do that. That's a smart thing. It's this cover that goes on here. I think this is the flame sensor. So if the flame jumps out, I mean goes out, or it starts a fire, it shuts it off. I don't know. I have honestly no clue what it does. But I know it goes right there. All right, now we can reinstall it into the fireplace hole underneath the TV in the entertainment center. Get reset up. All right. It's pretty simple. It's plugged in back here. Just plug it in. Feed the cord back, and it's held on by 4 screws that go into the face of this entertainment center. So you just put it back there. There we go. If it was already installed, you can just line it up with the holes and then screw the screws in. We're going to turn it on and make sure it works. works perfect. And then the glass that goes, we'll turn it off. The glass that goes on, it fits in, it has two nubs and it goes in here, it slides down, and then there's two hole or screws that go in the front. So it's pretty simple. We might clean it off before we put it in though. Clean the inside of it. Oh, I don't want to break it. Be my luck. Put this back on. This goes in there and it goes down and it locks into place. So as long as the bottom and the top are secure, we can put the screws in. Now we have a working fireplace. Feels good. I tried to replicate the issue for you guys, but I couldn't. The relay would stick sometimes and sometimes it wouldn't. And only time it seemed to replicate was when I had it already installed and I had to take it out again and knock on that relay to get it for the heater and fan to kick on. But what happens was it trips that relay doesn't energize, and I have an E3 code here, and the only thing that works is the lights, the flame or the heater and the fan didn't work. So E3 code, it fixed that. I'm happy with it, and I think this is going to end the video. Little bonus footage. Let's break into one of these relays and see if we can see where the terminal was sticking. These aren't as easy to take the cover off, so we'll pretty much destroy it getting it off. There we go. It is kind of sealed on there, but it's not horrible. So what usually happens is this switch on the load side, the relay, welds itself together, and then it'll stick together, or it won't fully seat, so it won't close the circuit. I can't really see much evidence of either. This might be the good relay too. You can kind of see it. It's kind of black and kind of rough to the touch. Like I said, you can smooth those up with some fine sandpaper and put it back together, and it'll work again. But these relays are pretty simple. You have a control side, which is the coil, and then you have the load side, which is like the heater fan in there. And the control side controls the load side. When that coil energizes, it creates a magnet, and it pulls this terminal down and closes that switch, and then it turns the fan on, or whatever it's hooked up to. So you're controlling a larger voltage item or amperage item with a smaller load. Pretty interesting. Pretty simple. Subscribe if you enjoy my content. Thank you.